What is up, beautiful people of YouTube, and thank you very much for all your suggestions, because today we're going to be looking at TAEMIN with Want. I don't know why, but in my last review with TAEMIN and Criminal, a lot of people asked me to review this particular video, and I wonder why. It's a year old. Maybe it still has something to cover up from. Maybe it was a worse video. Maybe it was a better video. I'm not really sure. I am going to jump into this video blindfolded once again, and I just want to see how his video actually is, because so far from Criminal, I only got a really good impression from TAEMIN. And thank you everyone for explaining to me his background a little bit. I did not know that Michael Jackson was one of his big influencers, and he is really just digging that vibe, and that's the vibe that I'm also getting from it. And I didn't even know that he was a big fan of Michael Jackson. So really, hats off to TAEMIN for really being able to take that role of Michael Jackson in the K-pop world. And before we go into the video, like always, just make sure that you put your favorite video or worst type of video in the comment section below. I would love to look at your videos and give it my opinion in the cinematography world. So thank you very much in advance, and let's jump into TAEMIN with Want. Wow. Very cinematic. Oh, that before we continue, oh, the music is really nice as well. But before we continue, can we just admire this shot? That is a real aesthetic shot. It's not added in post. This is amazing to look at. This is fantastic. This is, again, using the elements that you have and making the most out of the real props that you have. And this just looks spot on already. And we're what, 9 seconds into the video? Really cool. Ooh, those transitions. Let's go back there one more time. You have to check that out. Wow. This is, again, up my alley from editing. I love these very quick flashing transitions. Fantastic. And beautiful slow-mos. Beautiful colors as well. And again, TAEMIN is again in the center of attention, but it's the right thing to do. He's a soloist. Choreography, again, a little bit creepy, but that's his thing. It's just amazing how it looks. I love the scenery and the lights. So here, before we continue, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. Again, if you're a fan of it, that's fair enough for you. I just don't like the glow on his t-shirt. It doesn't fit the rest of the video that I've seen so far. Everything was tech sharp and had nothing that was glowing or had a harsh glow effect on it. But here it's a little bit too much. I don't know if that's the lighting, but I think this is an effect. Beautiful. If anyone who did not see that, I just saw that. Beautiful how they're not just using a piece of cloth to create this element. They're using a tape roll. That is really creative and looks super cool. I wonder how they attached it to his hand. I think maybe just tape here. I'm not really sure, but that's cool symbolism. Beautiful though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very chill choreography, but I have a feeling I cannot pull this off. But again, you're really getting that Michael Jackson type of vibe, which is super chill. And the colors they're using are very simple, but also the aesthetics. Let me stop before we continue. The way we look at so far the video, it really looks like it's all taking place in one house, in one location, but it all has different rooms. It feels like I'm in a haunted house somehow, where I'm looking at all different rooms, where every different scene has a different element that gives you that sort of emotion that makes you go, oh, what's going to come next? It's a really cool way of editing, and if you can pull this off, that's fantastic. It's really difficult, because to make sure that everything feels like it's in the same vibe, it takes a bit of time to get there. Wow, wait, what? This video is full of surprises. What? That is the most beautiful and yet the most creepiest thing I've seen in a long time. This is fantastic. To make that a transition? Oh, that is super cool. I don't know if these are all different actors or they just masked one person multiple times and make her go through the scene a lot of times. But if this is multiple people or one person, really beautifully done. This is so far one of the most impressive transitions that I've seen in a long time. I love, yeah, the smoke effect here. So for the people who were telling me that in the last video with Criminal, there was not a smoke effect, there were fingerprints, let me just jump back onto that point. Whether it was a fingerprint or whether it was a smoke effect, I now understand it's a fingerprint effect. It was just the element that they added a layer of an effect on the video, while here it's just real and it looks aesthetically pleasing. You know it's real smoke, you know that it's a real element in the video, while in the other one it just looks like a Instagram filter, which I'm not a real fan of, and they might have put a lot of effort into it, but to me it's not the most beautiful thing to look at. While here they really nailed it, and this video was from 1 year ago, so they knew exactly what they were going for, and I wish they kind of did something similar. For example, TAEMIN with a fingerprint in a book or something, or making a wall full of fingerprints, but something that is realistic, because this is beautiful to look at. Oh, everything is so... Again, using him in a different suit is so much more aesthetically pleasing. He looks different from the rest, but again, we focus on him a lot. And also a good interesting point, I kind of think they're in a modern art museum, because these pieces look like they are in a modern art museum. I'm not really sure, I just really think it is. And also with the rest of the elements in the entire clip, it looks like it's taking place in a museum, but it's an amazing vibe that they're pulling out of this entire location. Beautiful. Whoa, 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 that is amazing. Let's tear this piece apart for a second. So for the people who might not see it, they might think that this is a, like I like to call it, an Instagram filter. It actually isn't. It's actually a room filled with smoke, and they have a laser projector somewhere on the top causing these effects to happen, because the smoke moves in a certain pattern, and this is the pattern of the smoke. So this is super cool done. And this is, again, using real elements, real smoke, real lights. It just looks so much better. And you can see the light not just going through the smoke, you see a bit on his head. Beautifully done, beautifully executed. A little bit of Michael Jackson there. That's fine. It's super cool. Ooh. And I love his twist. He really makes sure that all his twists are 100% executed correctly. Beautiful. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Really beautiful. A really good effect here as well is that they're making the scene with the woman and TAEMIN black and white, so you know those scenes are correlated with each other, they are connected, they have a purpose. And again, it's a small detail, but it makes the emotion so much stronger, because you know they are in the same room, most likely in the same location, and there's just a connection between those two scenes, and it's beautifully done. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wait, are those snakes disappearing into sand? Beautifully executed. Again, it just comes to the point where if you use CGI, make sure that the artists that are doing the CGI know exactly what they're doing. And here it's a very simple CGI, but it's just executed fantastically. You cannot do it more simpler and more effective than this. And also the color combinations of the snake being black and then him in black, it's a beautiful combination. I'm really happy that they chose this route, because everything else is white, and of course you got a bit of blue, but when it comes to the black of the snakes and the black of TAEMIN, it really looks like as if they were part of each other, as if they were one. Very well executed. Beautiful. Wow, what a transition was that? I didn't even notice it. Wow, did you guys see how clean that transition was? We're jumping from him in red into this. That is impressive. Again, this is how I like to see cuts. Effective, but done correctly, not off the spot and incorrect. And this is just a beautiful example on how to cut very accurately. Very chill song though. And I don't understand it, but it's very chill and very beautiful to look at. Beautiful. This is a green screen most likely. That was a green screen. But before we continue, can we just pull back on that scene? I just want to put a little hat on him and then you would think it was Michael Jackson. This guy is a legend. I mean, TAEMIN, you're pulling off some great skills at the moment. And I know you got an entire production team behind you as well to support you, but you're pulling off some great moves. And I heard that you also take control of the cinematics and everything. Keep up the good work, because so far I'm very impressed with all your videos. And how old are you? 24? Fantastic. So guys, that was TAEMIN with Want. And I have to be honest, I am actually mind blown how good this song is, and especially how good the video is, because when it comes to the cinematography, it's literally spot on. And I'm looking at the screen still because I'm looking at that end scene. It is just so much to take in, but it's like eating a good meal. You eat and you feel an emotion, you feel a bit of happiness, you feel excitement, you feel like you've seen something that you've never seen before. And it's the same kind of feeling that I'm getting right now. It is so good. And I don't know what I can say negative about it. I think it's all done quite well. Of course, there's a few things where I think, okay, that's a personal thing that I might change. But if I look at it as a whole, everything has a connection. Every scene has a beautiful connection with one another. And if I have to rate this video and say, hey guys, use this as a reference to make your own video, I'm going to give this video, and especially the cinematography, a 10 out of 10. And that is the main thing that I'm looking at here. This is a fantastic video. It's just perfectly executed. And this is me watching it for the first time, but I have seen nothing where I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that is terrible. Oh, that is ugly. There has been nothing where I'm thinking that is out of place. And this is something that TAEMIN is just executing perfectly. I've never seen something in one of his videos yet where I'm thinking, that was a bit out of place. That has no purpose. Everything just has an emotional touch. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, then please hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. I cannot recommend it anymore. Thank you very much for the support so far. I reached 11 subscribers in the last 4 days. Fantastic. And of course, if you want to get in contact with me directly, please just hit me on the Discord. Links are below. Patreon is below as well in case you want to support me, because I'm getting demonetized non-stop by YouTube. But thank you very much, guys, and see you on the next video.